Is it visible? PPT?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Right. So any clarifications needed regarding the remaining previous two?
Ma'am, for module 3, this midterm only list and tuples are there.
I'll tell you what is there in the module. Module 2 related to module 2. Any doubts, ma'am? Fine. If you didn't respond, I think that you don't have any doubts now. So this is the syllabus for module 3, ma'am. Module 3 consists of various data types. Initially, in the first module, we discussed the various data types provided or supported by Python. In that, we discussed only simple data types actually. That is integer, float. Majorly, we used only them. And in some cases, strings are used for some applications, that's all. But we didn't discuss in detail about these various data types, right? So under this compound data types, these are the various data types supported by the list. We are going to discuss about each of these data types in detail now today. Okay. So the module 3 consists of listed data type as well as tuples, sets, dictionaries. We will use the word as a data type, but we may call it as also data structure because it's not a simple, it's a compound, no? So that's a combination of various data items will be considered in this actually, right? Now, let me know, somebody express some doubt. What is that? Somebody expressed some doubt. What is that doubt? Let me know.
For first midterm, from module 3, what is there? I was asking.
First one?
First midterm, what is there in module 3? I was asking till where it is.
Module 3. And now it's okay. You got clarification. What is there in the module 3?
Yes, ma'am. Fine.
Right, ma'am. Right. So that's why first I would like to brief you what are the things to be considered in the module 3. So based upon that, we are constrained actually. So as a part of this module 3, I will start today list. List will take, already I have used list in various cases actually. One minute, I am checking whether the video is not coming. I will check. Right, whatever it may be. Okay. If you didn't able to hear me, please let me know. Okay. So as a part of this module 3, I'll discuss about the list today. This list data considered as a array in most of the languages actually. Of course, some differences are there. As a part of the list, we will discuss what is the list and how the elements of the list are going to be accessed, what are the operations we can perform, list methods, and one more important thing we will discuss, list comprehension. This is most important thing which we are going to, you are also going to use in today, I mean in the current programming, as well as next semester you will be having one more third semester you will be having advanced Python programming lab will be there. In that lab also we are going to learn more complex structures in from the Python actually. So there also you will use all these things, list, tuples, sets, and dictionaries. Clear now? So what is a list actually? Right? So list can be defined as a collection. It's a just like a collection of elements, you can say it. So we consider the elements are of data type int, and we consider the element as of data type float also. For example, I am declaring, let us assume that I am declaring, I'm assigning the value as like this. Let us assume that. So this is my A is equal to 5. Then what is the data type of A? A is equal to 5 or
Int.
int, right? For how many values A can store? For example, I am using A is equal to 6. Then what is the value stored in A now?
6.
6. That means at a time, a single value will be stored actually. Whichever the data types we use to take today, and I mean, as a part of your Python programming, we are using some variables. All those variables are simple variables. Simple variables means it will take a single value only actually. Maybe float or maybe integer. Of course, string is different that we will discuss. I didn't discuss string also in detail actually. Just we are using for our normal purpose of writing some programs. That's all. So, but this is not sufficient. I'll give an example. We have written a program, largest of the given n numbers. So, largest of the given n numbers means by the time I don't know how to store all n numbers in a single variable. For example, n is 100. I can't give 100 variables, no? So that's why I used one variable name. I put in my for loop, so that what happens, every element was read in the for loop and in the a same variable only. So that's why by the time second variable read, first variable is where out actually. Understand? But I want to store all elements, and I want to use all elements for printing or something else actually. So if n value is 10, no problem, 10 variables will be given. For example, n value is 100, 100 variables supposed to be given. N value is 1000, 1000 variables. But how can I give, how can I access them again? So that's why to store such type of collection of elements as a group of elements, Python provides, not only Python, various programming languages provides various structures actually. So this is one of the important and basic structure to provide or to store our data in a as a group of elements can be stored by using the list structure actually. So if I'm declaring any element, a variable as a list L, that means that particular list L consists of n number of values. It may be n, may be 1000 also, no problem. All those 1000 can be accessed by using some technique. Now our session deals with how such type of list will be created, how such type of elements of list are going to be accessed, so that we can use it for further requirement also. So that is list is a kind of collection. Now you observe here, so various types of here luggage bags are there. You just observe. So various luggage bags are there. So now you please take these values. Various sizes of their bags are there. All these are collection of elements, right? Actually, comparing with other languages, Python provides us a uh, very flexible storage of elements in this list actually, right? So that's why now just understand, list is a collection of elements. A collection allows us to put many values in a single variable. Now you observe, previously a is equal to 5 means a is equal to 6, I am assigning 5 is and erased and overwritten by 6. It is a simple variable. But if I'm going to declare a variable as a, or I'm going to take a variable as a collection, that means same variable contains multiple values. I'll make this group as a group of bags. I'm using a variable name bags. So bags means bags consists of many bags are there, but I will use same variable name for all of them, and all of them are going to be stored. Stored means their dimensions or whatever it may be, color or something else actually. So that means a collection is a nice because we can carry all many values around in one convenient package. So that means all elements are wrapped together and we are going to make it as a single package like that. So that's why we are going to give a name to that particular package. One of the such type of storage of elements provided by our Python language is list pack. Okay, it's a list we will call. Now you observe, I am storing a variable friends. Friends consists of how many values here? Joseph, Glenn, Sally. How many values are there? Three values are there. So that means this friends is a single variable, but it is storing how many? Three values it is storing. Three values will be there in that, right? So similarly, you are going to have Karen. So socks, shirts, perfume like that, all are available. So accidentally I have given 3. It need not be 3. It may be 4 or 5 or whatever it may be. That means all these values are assigned to the same variable name. You are getting no? So friends means friends 1, friends 2, friends 3, like that you are going to get. How to access, I will discuss further. So now you please understand what is a list. List is a collection of many values, right? And these list is collection of many values are assigned to a single variable. That variable name is a list variable name actually, right? How to use, what is not a collection? What is a collection? I explained you. So what is not a collection? We have to consider now. So most of our variables have one value in them. When we put a new value in the variable, the old value is overwritten. Just now I explained you. X is equal to 2. When x is equal to 4 written, 2 is overwritten by 4. When I'm using print x, we will get 4. So this all of you aware of that. All of you have experienced in the lab also this kind of overwriting the variable name actually. So in that case, x is not a collection. It consists of a single variable, no? So it is not a collection variable. It is a simple variable actually, right? So how the list is going to be stored and what are the list may consist of various values as I told you. So various values means first we will discuss about the constants, and list constants are how the list values are arranged. The list is going to be arranged a set of values enclosed within a square brackets. Within a square brackets. You observe here, I have given list of values, Joseph, Len, Sally, and what is how this is arranged? This is arranged within a square brackets. So you observe this is a square bracket. I mean within a square brackets. Please remember this. And also each element is separated by a comma. Each element is separated by a comma. So this is the syntax. So a list is going to be assigned a list of values. Values means constant values I am assigning. Currently I am saying constants. How these are going to be? This is enclosed within a square brackets. Square bracket lo enclose chestaramma. Each element is separated by a comma. Each element is separated by comma, right? So this is the way we are going to assign values to the a list. So the list constants are surrounded by square brackets and the elements in the list are separated by commas. For example, I have given like 1 comma 24 comma 76 extra, right? Now I didn't discuss about the classes and objects, but for the time being, you can consider a list element can be any Python object, right? That is list element is, I have written here 12476. What are these 12476? All are integers. You observe here, red, yellow, blue, all are enclosed within quotations. All of them are what data, which each element is of what data type, ma?
String.
String, ma. So string. So a list element can be any data type, ma. It can be an integer, or it can be a string, or it can be a tuple, or it can be another list also. It can be another list also. List within list. You observe here, various kinds of things are given here. Print 12476. Enclosed within square brackets. This is this list of elements. That means it will treat it as a single object, ma. Even the multiple values are there, it will treated it as a single object. So that's why this 12476 is printed as this. Print red, yellow, blue. These colors are there, strings. Those are all printed as this. If it is a string, it must be enclosed within quotations, ma. Single quotations or double quotations or whatever it may be, right? So these are the elements of my list. What are the elements? String elements actually. String constants, not elements. The list elements are string constants. Now you observe the third one. What is the data I am storing here? First element is red. What data type? String data type. Second element what data type, ma? 24. Second element what type of data type? Actually it is 24 is
Integer.
right? You understand? Third element is a
Float.
float. So what did you understand? All elements need not be of the same data type in a list. You are getting? Here all elements are of integer. Here all elements are of type string. But you observe in the third one, first element is of type string. Second element is of type integer. Third element is of type float. So that's why a list of elements, if you are assigning a list, and that list consists of collection of elements, all collection of elements need not be of the same type. Please understand this. Need not be of the same type. It can be same type. For example, as we have done here, integers like that, but it can also be different types also actually. It can also be of different types. Now you observe next one, fourth one. So all these are one. What is the first data type? One is a integer. Next one, 5 comma 6 enclosed within square brackets. What is the data type of this 5 6? First element is, you observe. I am just note downing here. My cursor is here. Please observe. What is the first data type? Here one
Integer.
integer. Fine. Next second element is of
List.
what type? List type. 5 comma 6 is there. 5 comma 6 is enclosed within square brackets. So a list of elements enclosed within square brackets is known as a list again. So this 5 comma 6 is also one of the member of my list. Original list consists of how many elements? Original list consists of 3 elements. First element, second element, third element. First element is of data type integer. Second element is of data type list. Check చేసుకోండమ్మా ఇది సెకండ్ ఎలిమెంట్. ఇది సెకండ్ ఎలిమెంట్ ఏ ఫామ్ లో ఉంది? మళ్ళీ మనకి లిస్ట్ ఫామ్ లోనే ఉంది. లిస్ట్ ఈ ఫామ్ లో రాయాలి. స్క్వేర్ బ్రాకెట్స్ ఓపెన్ చేయాలి, స్క్వేర్ బ్రాకెట్స్ క్లోజ్ చేయాలి, ఎలిమెంట్స్ ని సపరేట్ చేయాలి కామాతోటి. ఓకే, సెకండ్ ఎలిమెంట్ ఈస్ ఆఫ్ ది టైప్ డేటా టైప్ 5 6. మళ్ళీ 5 6 అనేది ఏ డేటా టైప్? మా లిస్ట్ ఫామ్ లో ఉంది. మళ్ళీ థర్డ్ డేటా టైప్ ఏంటి? మళ్ళీ 7. 7 ఈస్ ఆఫ్ విచ్ డేటా టైప్? Integer. Right? So now if I am printing this list, so list within list is there, you observe. List within the list again. That means list can have elements either integers or strings or floating, or it may be a list, or it may be something else also, which we are going to discuss further. Okay, so any data type or any type of data can be element can be included as a part of my list elements actually. When I am using this print statement, I'll get this is my original list, and within the list how many elements are there? 3 elements are there. First one is 1, second one is 5 6 list type, and third one is 7. So all these 3 elements have been printed actually. Yes.
In the list within the list, the last example you gave now, how to call an element inside the list of the list? The 5 6 is there now. How to call it?
Yeah.
Like for example, any element is there means we.
I understood. First, we'll discuss about the indexing everyone. Then I'll explain you within the list how can you call it actually. This is the L. For example, if I'm assigning L of 1, L of 0, L of 1, L of 2. So L of 0, if you are going to assign to some variable only, it can be accessed by us within the list. That we'll discuss further when we are using nesting of the list, processing of nesting of list, that we will discuss. Okay, now currently I didn't discuss how to access the elements at least, no? So that's why list within the list, how can you access? If it is a variable only, you can access generally, right? So otherwise, how to access, we will discuss nesting of the list using the concept of the nesting of the list.
Ma'am, can we use format specifiers to print list?
We can use it, but actually while printing the list, you can print list directly like this, or you can print each element separately.
No, if it is like a big nested list, then
no. If you are printing a list as it, the list will be printed as it is like this only, without having any format specification. Understand? If you want to print each element of the list separately, then you can use for loop, then format specifiers are going to be introduced. Because how many elements are there in your list, we don't know. It will be discussed further slides. right? So that's why how much format specification you can give a open params. We have no format dot format technique is there, no, that you can use, because there you need not specify the placeholder length and everything. Okay, so otherwise we have to take differently. Differently means each element has to be printed in a by using separate format specifier by using for loop. Okay, so first we'll discuss how to access the elements, then how to use a for loop to access elements also. Then we will come back how while printing format specification is possible or not possible. If not possible, why? Right? Those things we'll discuss further. But currently you understand when we are printing as it is the entire list, format specification is not possible directly. Why? Because how many elements are there in the list and what are the types of the elements, those things are not known to us. Then entire list will be considered as a single object when you are printing like this. But individual elements you are going to print, then format specifiers are going to be eligible. Now, currently what we are discussing here, now you understand what is the basic thing. List is a collection of elements. That collection of elements may be of any data type. All of them may be, all elements of the list may be same data type or different data types. Okay. And a list can also be empty also. For example, print, I didn't have any elements in the list, empty list will be printed. Please, all other students understand the list concept, what is a list and what are the elements, how to write a list. Up to that you learn now today. Now, right, we will discuss further how the elements are going to be accessed also. Right? So, మా ఇంతవరకు అర్థమైంది అందరికీ?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, anybody is didn't please not, if you didn't clear with the concept, let me know so that we will continue further, or I'll explain again and I'll continue. All of you understand what is a list and how to represent a list. ఈ రెండు కాన్సెప్ట్స్ ఇప్పుడు డిస్కస్ చేసింది మనం. And what are the possible elements? So that's why we will call it as a list is a collection of non-homogeneous elements అంటాం. We will define sometimes list is a collection of non-homogeneous. All of you mathematics students, that's why you know that homogeneity. Homogeneity means all of the same type. So you observe here 124, 76, all are integer. So it may be homogeneous. Red, yellow, blue, all are strings, homogeneous. But here one of them is integer, one of them is a string, one of them is a floating point. So non-homogeneous, right? So possibility is there. If you want, you can use homogeneous, but non-homogeneous elements are collection of non-homogeneous elements can be termed as a list, which is enclosed within square brackets, and each element is separated by comma. So just up to that you understand. So actually, how can you compare this list with other languages? In any other language, we will use a data structure known as arrays. We will use data structure known as arrays. In some languages, it may be considered as vectors or whatever it may be. So whatever other languages are supported, the data structures arrays. So this array structure is in Java, C language, even C languages also you are going to specify. So in C language, Java, etc., C++, all these are supporting similar type of data structure. We will use the word as array. But there in those languages, array must be a homogeneous structure. Homogeneous means all elements of an array must be of the same data type. In the other languages, what I am next semester lo C kuda chevutaru. C lo kuda use chestar, but not list. We will use the word as a array there. So that array data structure consists of, it is also list of elements only, but all elements must be of the same type. Ante homogeneity anedi mandate in those cases. But in our Python, our list is very flexible and it supports all kinds of various kinds of data elements can be of various data types actually. That is non-homogeneous is there. And it is, we will call it as a dynamically sized arrays declared in other languages. We will call them as an array, dynamic data structure, static data structures in some languages. C language lo static అంటాము, కొన్ని languages లో dynamic గా కూడా యూజ్ చేయొచ్చు. Static అంటే ఏంటంటే how many elements are there in your list must be specified at the beginning, earlier to the compiler, but such type of, because declaration part అనేది లేదు మనకి పైథాన్ లో, నాట్ నెసెసరీ కాబట్టి there is no any static data structure. Construct list is considered as a dynamic data structure. We need not specify the length initially. If you want, you can keeping on extend the elements stored in the list as you need actually. List need not be homogeneous. Just now I told you, which always makes it the most powerful tool in Python. అందుకే Python లో list చాలా చోట్ల యూజ్ చేస్తామా. And because of the list, most of the complex programming related to your data structures or analysis of algorithms, all of them programming, it becomes very, very easier to us actually. So a single list may contain data types like integers, strings, as well as objects, etc. As we explained to you, lists are mutable. I'll explain what is mutable, so that's why hence cannot be altered even after their creation. Once list is created, even then after that also you can change the elements of the list values. So that's why we will call it as a, the lists are mutable. నాన్ మ్యూటబుల్ ఆర్ అన్మ్యూటబుల్ అయితే కనుక మీరు ఎలిమెంట్స్ డేటాని కంటెంట్ని సడన్ గా చేంజ్ చేయలేరు మీరు. సో దట్ ఐ డిస్కస్ ఫర్దర్, డోంట్ వరీ మచ్ నౌ, బికాస్ ఇప్పుడే నెక్స్ట్ స్లైడ్స్ లోనే వాట్ ఈస్ మ్యూటబుల్, వాట్ ఈస్ అన్మ్యూటబుల్ అనేది ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తాను మీకు. ఆల్రెడీ నేను ఫస్ట్ ఈ మాడ్యూల్ చెప్పేటప్పుడు ఐ జస్ట్ ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ దట్ కాన్సెప్ట్ టు యూ. సో ఆల్ దీస్ థింగ్స్ ఆర్ అబౌట్ ద లిస్ట్ యాక్చువల్లీ, రైట్? We have to learn about the list, all these things. Further we will learn how to create a list first thing, and how to find the size of the list. Size ante how many elements are there in your list anedi find out chesukovali. How to add elements to the list, various techniques unnayamma. Some techniques are append, insert, extend, various methods are there, already built-in methods unnayi. We can use these built-in methods and I can create a list actually, right? And once created, list create అయిపోయింది అనుకోండి, how to access the elements of the list. అంటే ఫస్ట్ ఎలిమెంట్ ఆల్ ఎలిమెంట్స్ ని ప్రింట్ చేసాం, అట్లా కాదు, ఐ వాంట్ టు యూజ్ ఓన్లీ ఎలిమెంట్ బై ఎలిమెంట్. సో హౌ టు యాక్సెస్ ఆల్ ఎలిమెంట్స్ ఆఫ్ ది లిస్ట్, ఆర్ హౌ టు process the all elements of the list, that is accessing of the elements from the list, how to access. And also once elements are there, I want to remove some elements, first elements or fifth element or whatever it may be. How to remove elements from the list by using two methods are there, remove and pop methods unnayamma. By using them you can remove. Slicing the list, slicing list ante, slicing ante meeku telusu kada, we are going to do the slicing, means the entire list is there, part of the list I want to print or I want to use. For that we will use an operator known as slice operator, colon lo untundadi. And other, what are the other operations on the list, and what are the various methods other than these specified methods, what are the methods and functions supported by list. These things we will discuss further in our session. Okay, first one, already we have used a list. Have you used list or not anyway? Do you remember?
We have.
Yeah, where did you use?
In that problem you gave in the last.
In the week 1 program we have done, remember? Initially I didn't discuss, but after second week whether an element exists in the list or not anedaniki we have done it actually, one program. There we have used, please recollect, at that time I told you, please directly take the value, how the value is going to be assigned to the list, that I specified to you, and I ask you to do how these values are going to be considered. Now I will read, now you are going to learn how to read and everything. So for example, a small example I am giving for I in range. Range also not necessary if you are using list actually. So range means initial index and final index must be specified. Here I am specifying the entire object as is. For I in, I am giving the list of elements, colon, print I. So what are the I values? Actually, if it is in range, how the values are going to be taken by I? If it is in the range, the values are going to be taken as starting value. For example, for I in range of 0, 5. Okay, print I. So what will be the output, ma? For I,
0 to 4.
0, 1, 2, 3, 4 print చేస్తుంది, right? So similarly, instead of using this range, I can use directly list structure. So for I in, the first format of a for loop was specified like this only for I in. So for I in, I am giving this object. What is this object? List object actually. List we are giving here. Then print I. Then when we are using this, it will take the values. I will take the first value of list, second value of list, third value of list, fourth value of list, fifth value of list. Then what will be the I value? I value will be 5 first. That means it starts from the starting element of the list to the till the ending or last element of the list, ma. Understand? Range కాకుండా యూస్ చేస్తే లిస్ట్ ని ఫర్ లూప్ లో యూస్ చేస్తే the index variable will call it as for index variable. This for index variable will take the values of each value of the list actually. Then I value will be first 5, then I value will be 4, then I value will be next. It will be considered to be as having your first 5 will be taken, next 4 I will be assigned to 4, next 3 will be assigned to 4, next 2 will be assigned to 4, next 1 will be assigned to 4. Then what happens? It stops. Why? Because no elements are there further to process. No, that's why. You understand how far is going to be assigned, the values are assigned. So that's why what will be the output of this first statement now? The output of this first statement is print I. So I'll get first 5. I value next is 4. No, I'll get print I means 4, 3, 2, 1. Then I will take no value is there in the list. So it will come out of the loop. Then what will be printed? Print plus of that is out of the loop. No, that will be printed. Now you understand how to use list in a for loop?
Yes, ma'am.
Right.
Ma'am.
Yes, ma. You didn't understand? Clear it or not? Ma, please put in the chat box if you didn't understand so that we will take.
Ma'am, once again, can you explain, ma'am?
Right. Huh?
Once again, can you explain that, please?
Once again, right. So what are the values are going to be taken by I us? If we are writing for I in, what is this, ma? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What is this? This is a
List.
list. You can give directly list or you can give list variable. For example, I may write like this also. For example, L is equal to, I'll read the program. L is equal to, I'll write 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I can write like this also program. For I in L colon print I. I can use like this also, right? But don't worry about that value of in which order you want to print, ma? In which order you want to print? Somebody put some.
Ma'am,
Check.
ma'am, suppose it is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 you have written. Suppose you can replace 2 and 5 with their positions, and then you want to write it in serial order. Then how can we?
No, ordering is different thing. The order I can't do directly. Sort, I have to sort and it must be ordered. But I can access the required element, ma.
No, ma'am. Once you have declared the list in the for statement, then
For example, I
to
will get
manipulate the
5,
output,
4.
can't you like pass a statement like interchange this element and this element, and then you can print?
Of course, we'll discuss what are the some methods, built-in methods are there, but interchange is not possible, but sorting is possible.
Oh,
Sorting
okay,
is
okay.
possible. Okay.
Ascending, descending.
Yeah,
numerical.
that we
Okay,
can,
okay.
that we will discuss further. Now just understand how for is used. Now you observe here, somebody asked to repeat, no, that's why I'm repeating. Then you can write either of these two, either you can write list as this or you can write list element here. Now what are the I values will be taken? So for example, if you are using like this, I will be considered like this. So first I will be assigned, what is I value first? I will be assigned to first value of the list. This is the first value. First value, what is the first value of the list? 5. Every time it will assign the list number. If the list is empty, whenever further no values are there, no elements are there in the list to further to process, there it will stop for loop. Okay, so for I is equal to means what is the first value of 5? First element into 5. Then it will enter into the loop, print I, this 5 will be printed because what is I? 5. Then what happens? I will be taken next value. So what is the next value of in the list? Next value is 4.
4.
4 is assigned to I next. But I is an index variable. I is index variable of for loop. For loop loni I ni manamu, we will call it as a for index variable. Okay, in some languages. Okay, so I will take the next value. Next value ante మామూలుగా range ఉంటే ఏమవుతుంది? ఇంక్రిమెంట్ చేస్తుంది 1 month. ఇంక్రిమెంటో డిక్రిమెంటో స్టెప్ వాల్యూతో ఇంక్రిమెంట్ చేస్తుంది. బట్ ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే నెక్స్ట్ వాల్యూ అంటే ఇట్ విల్ ఇంక్రిమెంట్ ఇండెక్స్ ఆఫ్ ది లిస్ట్ యాక్చువల్లీ. I'll explain what is index. But now you understand next element of the list. Next element of the list is 4. So print I means what will be printed? 4 will be printed. Then which value will be assigned to I? Let me know those who have doubt. Which value will be assigned to I? Next
3.
3. Next element of the list. Next element of the list means 3. 3 will be assigned. Then what happens? Print I means 3 will be printed here. Clear? Then next I will be assigned next value of the list. What is next value of list? Next value of list emundi? 2. So 2 will be assigned. Print I means 2 will be printed here. You observe. Then I will be assigned to next value of the list. What is next value of the list? List lo next value emundama? What is
1.
next value? 1. 1 will be assigned. Then 1 will be printed. Then I will be assigned next value. Is there any next value in the list? Is there any next value in the list?
No.
Huh?
No.
No values. So it will stop there. Then it will stop there means it will come to the next element, next statement of the for loop. What is the next statement of the for loop? The next statement of for loop is this print statement. Clear? So that's why last of is printed. Understand how the values are taken? I will take the values of elements of list one by one till the list is empty. List is empty until list lo inka elements leave. Further no elements are there in the list. Till then the elements are going to be accessed. Clear aindamma? Is it clear? Some of you asked.
Yes, ma'am.
Repeat ఎవరు అడిగారో వాళ్ళు చెప్పండి అమ్మా. రిపీట్ అయిన అడిగిన వాళ్ళు చెప్పండి. Did you understand it or not still?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. We will do more things further, so you will get more clarity on that. Okay. Now, so like this we are going to use. Now my list and definite loops are going to be considered as a best partners actually. So now you observe one more thing here. I am assigning the values here. Friends, three names are 3 strings are assigned. Okay, for friends in friends, friend in friends, you observe these two. What is this friend? Friend is an index variable like I used now previously. Previous example I use chesam kadamma. I lagane ikkada I badilu friend. Eppudu I j ne use cheyalani em ledhu. There is no rule. Always you supposed to use all I or j or k like that as a for index variables. You can use any variable. I am using the variable name as a friend. So my index variable is now. So this is, what is this? This is the index variable. What is this? Friends entama? What is this friends?
Variable.
What variable is this is known as now?
List.
List variable.
List variable. Very good. So this is a list variable. This friend is the index variable for loop. Friends in friends. ఇంతకు కూడా చూపించాను నేను మీకు. That means friends and ఏమేమి ఉన్నాయి ఇప్పుడు మీకు values? Joseph, Glenn, Sally. So what value will take first friend? Your friend
Joseph.
takes friend. Friend. First which value it will take? It will take Joseph. Okay, ma? First value of this list. Friends list lo Joseph undi. So friend ki మీరు first Joseph assign చేస్తారు. What I am doing? Print happy new year, comma friend. So print happy new year print చేస్తుంది. Friend లో ఏముందమ్మా? Joseph. So first I'll get Joseph. Okay. Next. What the friend value will be considered? Next, second value of the list. What is the second value of list? Glenn. Okay. So it will take the second value. Ma. Now what is content of friend? Friend consists of Glenn. Understand? Then what is the next one? Enter into the loop. Print happy new year friend. What is the content of friend? Glenn. So that's why it will be printed as a happy new year Glenn. ఇది కామన్, ఇది కాన్స్టెంట్, స్ట్రింగ్ కాన్స్టెంట్, ఇది వేరియబుల్ అయిపోయింది. సో ఈ వేరియబుల్ ఏ వాల్యూ ఉంటే ఆ వాల్యూనే ప్రింట్ అవుతుంది. అగైన్ ఫర్ లూప్ బిగినింగ్కి వెళ్తుంది. సో వాట్ ఈస్ ద ఇండెక్స్ వేరియబుల్ ఫ్రెండ్ కన్సిస్ట్ ఆఫ్ నౌ? థర్డ్ వాల్యూ ఏంటమ్మా? షాలీ. థర్డ్ వాల్యూ. సో ఈ ఫ్రెండ్లో వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు హ్యావ్ థర్డ్ వాల్యూ షాలీ. సో ప్రింట్ హ్యాపీ న్యూ ఇయర్ అండ్ ఫ్రెండ్ కన్సిస్ట్ ఆఫ్ శాలీ. నో, సో దట్స్ వై షాలీ విల్ బి ప్రింటెడ్. Next, what consists of friend? What is the next value of friend, ma? Next value.
No value.
Which value? No, none. Aim led me because three values have nahi kada meek friends lo. So no values are there actually. So if no values are there, it will come out of the loop. List got exhausted. In other words, we will call. We will use the word as a list got exhausted. So once it got exhausted, it will come to the next statement. First statement, next statement is done. So this done will be printed like this. Is it clear now? You can use directly as it is, or you can use the list variable can be used, or you can print like. Hope you understand how to process the list elements by using a for loop. Now now question is, how to use list elements, a particular element. All elements ఇప్పుడు చూసాం మనం. నాకు ఫస్ట్ ఎలిమెంటో, సెకండ్ ఎలిమెంటో, థర్డ్ ఎలిమెంటో కావాలి. ఓకే. స్ట్రింగ్స్ లైక్ వీ హ్యావ్ యూస్డ్ స్ట్రింగ్స్. మీరు ఆల్ ఆఫ్ యూ హ్యావ్ డన్ దిస్ ఈమెయిల్ ఐడి నోమా. ఈమెయిల్ వీ read it as a string and each element is accessed by using a square brackets at that time. Similarly here also list ఉంది కదమ్మా, Joseph, Glenn, Sally. I can access any of these elements dynamically. Dynamically means we can consider it as a any element directly. You can access them actually. How to access elements of a list? The elements of a list are going to be accessed by using a list name followed by index value. List name followed by index value. So we are going to use here the, for example, this is the generally list name, a square bracket untundi, index number, like this you can access element. What is index number? Index number means whichever the elements are there in the list, these elements are going to be given some indexing value starting from 0. Starting from 0. So that's why when you would like to access elements, we can get a single element in the list by using an index specified in the square brackets. So index ni square brackets lo specify cheste respective element ni access cheyochu, right? So indexing starting value emuntundama 0. By default indexing starting value is 0. So for example, if n elements are there, what are the indexing values? 0, 1, 2, 3 up to n minus 1. So how many elements are there here? How many elements are there in this list, ma friends lo? How many elements are there currently? We have 3 elements. So what is the indexing value? Starts from 0. So ఏమవుతుంది? Joseph index value is 0. Glenn indexing value is 1. Sally indexing value is 2 marks. So you understand that 0, 1, 2. So if n elements are there, indexing starts from 0. So that's why 0 to n minus 1 indexing will be given. Understand? Depending upon the indexing number, the respective value is going to be easily accessed by us. For example, print friends of 1. Friends of 1 means this is 0, this is 1, no? Friends is my list name. So list name followed by the index number. So that's why friends of 1 and Glenn. So Glenn will be printed as an output. Okay. So like that you can access the elements of a list individually also. Elements of the list individually also. By using this concept only, we, in case of strings also, we have checked whether each element is lower or upper or etc. by using this concept only. So I can access directly. You observe in this thing. Any element can be accessed directly. So any element can be accessed directly by using this kind of indexing numbering actually. Because of that, what happens? Dynamic accessing is going to be possible for us. Clear? అర్థమైందమ్మా access elements accessing of elements from a list, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. I'll stop here. Tomorrow I'll continue the remaining lecture, right? So meanwhile, you take small program, write a program. Please, all of you write a program. Write a program to read marks in 6 subjects as a list and print maximum and minimum marks of the list. I didn't discuss any methods. Small logic use chesi రాయండి మీరు. Okay? Marks of 6 subjects ని read చేయండి. లిస్ట్ లోకి రీడ్ చేయడం అంటే ఏం లేదు, మీరు అసైన్ చేయండి డైరెక్ట్ గా 6 సబ్జెక్ట్స్ మార్క్స్ ని. Then write a small logic and what is the maximum and minimum value. Don't use methods. Those who aware of the methods, max min methods are there, don't use that. Directly you write a small.
We should use the simple sorting.
For loop. You use a for loop and write. Okay.
That's
like
simple sorting.
Right. Simple sort. Okay. I'll close today. Tomorrow I'll continue. Okay. Meanwhile, if you have any doubts, you can put a message to me. Okay.
अब स्ट्रेट स्निप की सहायता से हम ये टुकड़ा काट लेते हैं 160 बाई 180 का.
So this is the round-in experiment which you can see here.
देखा को देखते हुए स्निप चलाएंगे.
The before video we are seeing regarding the rectangular tray. Now we are seeing regarding the round-in experiment.
ये टुकड़ा हमने प्राप्त कर लिया सिलेंडर बनाने के लिए. इसको राउंड करना होगा और ये दोनों हिस्से 5-5 mm एक दूसरे के अपोजिट